As far as you'd make your return to in-ring action against Rick Rude on September 18th, and then you're on the house show loop, and you're working with Ted, and you guys are kind of swapping wins back and forth. How did the live audience respond to your big return after a long absence, Jake?
Oh, it was a pop, brother. They popped. It was great.
You return on the house shows, so it's I wish that they had filmed it. Obviously, your first television appearance, you came out and you did a promo, and that was huge. Like the roof came off the place. I can't imagine your first actual return though, at whatever house show you were at. It must have been amazing.
Oh, it was. It was. It truly was.
Did you feel like the crowd was super excited about you and DiBiase right away, or did you guys kind of have to rebuild this feud since you had been gone for a bit?
They have to rebuild it, man. Ted kept it hot. They wanted to see somebody humiliate him. They wanted to see somebody get to him. And who better to do it than me?
Because again, you did sort of like represent the working man in a lot of ways, so it's cool to see you come after DiBiase. You've been wrestling for 15 years up to this point. This will be your 15th year in wrestling, but now you're returning from major surgery. Coming back, Jake, I know that you were confident, like, I'm coming back out there, nothing's going to stop me. I have to imagine you changed some of what you were doing in the ring, though, following this.
I did. Yeah.
What did you alter?
Not as much bumping. Because when I took certain bumps, electricity would shoot through my body.
Even after surgery?
Yeah, it was kind of painful.
Mm.
Which kind of sucked because the DDT was one of the things that hurt.
Was there ever a thought of trying to come up with a new finish?
Nope.
You can't, right?
Nope.
Did you change the way you did the DDT or just fucking right back into it?
Kept doing it, man.
There's a photo out there of Ted giving you a pile driver, and I believe it was taken after this surgery to kind of get over the fact that he was trying to hurt you in your neck. Were you okay to take pile drivers, or was it Ted the exception because you trusted him?
Ted was the exception because I trusted him.
Well, the house shows and television had a destination in mind, and that was the Survivor Series in 1989, 35 years ago, as this podcast is debuting. This is the third installment of the pay-per-view, and it's going to take place in front of 15,000 fans on Thanksgiving at the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago. Stone Cold has said that he's got really fond memories of working at the Rosemont because of the sound and the way that the acoustics in the building were, thanks to the wooden ceiling. What can you tell us about the Rosemont?
He's right there, man. The sound was unbelievable, man. It just echoed. It just blow the top off that sumbitch every time you went out there.
So when you get a pop, it probably sounds like the building's going to come unglued.
Absolutely.
On this night, there were 5 matches, all of which were 4-on-4 elimination style. Your match takes place third on the card, and the other members of the team, of course, are Hulk Hogan, the world champion, and Demolition, the tag team champions. Jake, you once told a great story about what kind of snake you had for this event. If we're ever going to talk about it again, please, let's relive it right now.
Well, Vince wanted me to carry a bigger snake so all 4 of us could carry the snake to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But my thinking was, you're killing my fucking gimmick, man, if you let these other guys handle the snake. So I can't let that happen. So I had a choice. I had to outthink that son of a bitch or just tell him, no, I wouldn't do it. Well, I can't do that, So I had my snake handler send a snake that was too big for everybody. It was like 27 feet, 28 feet. Weighed like 375 pounds.
Holy shit.
His head was like super huge. Super huge.
Like Anaconda, the movie.
Yes, it was. It was an anaconda.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And he came in a crate or something, if I remember right.
Huge wooden crate, man, that whenever they started prying the top off of it, he hit that son of a bitch and the lid went flying and started coming out. And the snake handler went and put a headlock on it. When he did, the snake picked him up and slammed him against the concrete.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How was the snake handler?
Oh, he was out. He was out, man.
Now the question is, how do you get this big fucking snake back into this crate?
We all had to get a hold of it.
Unbelievable.
And he was shitting everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Just spraying everybody with shit, man. It was horrifying.
What did the Hulkster have to say following meeting this snake?
Oh, fuck that. That was what he said. Fuck that. Oh,
I'll tell you what, that's some chess, not checkers type thinking, Jake. You get a snake so big that nobody wants to touch it.
nobody wanted a piece of that son of a bitch.
I love it. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch back this match before this episode. Did you come to the ring with a snake, just not that snake?
Yeah, I came back with the regular snake.
There you go. So you still got to get your shit over without anybody else getting a piece of it.
That's right.
That's the way. Billy Edie and Barry Darso, they're gonna play Axe and Smash. They enjoyed a long run, and they started out as heels, but really became baby faces really quick. What do you think it was about Axe and Smash that made the fans like them so much right out of the gate?
Well, they were road warriors in disguise, man, and
Mm.
that's what got them over, man. And they just had to go with it.
Now, did you view it as a Road Warrior ripoff, or it's all fair game?
It's all fair game, bro.
Jake, at the time, did you make the connection that Bill and Barry were dressed up in what I guess you'd call BDSM kink outfits?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was obvious.
Of course, as a kid, I never made that connection. Once you become an adult and watch it back, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah. Well,
On the other side of the ring, DiBiase is the captain. He's joined by Zeus and the Powers of Pain, and Warlord and Barbarian. Zeus is going to get disqualified for repeatedly choking Hogan, so get his green ass the fuck out of the ring. He's done.
yeah.
And then Axe and Smash are going to be out next, leaving you and Hogan at a temporary disadvantage. Barbarian and Warlord are then disqualified for dropping Hogan with a spike pile driver, which I didn't realize was illegal, but here we are for some reason. You'll get the hot tag and just whoop Ted DiBiase's ass for a minute before catching a fist drop from Ted and then getting beat with his feet on the ropes. And we all know how this thing's got to end. It's Hogan. He hulks up, gets the win, and the crowd gets what they want in the end.
Yep.
What's strange to me here is that this match is on third. It is right in the middle of the card, and Hogan is the world champion. You're just returning from injury, and the crowd is hot for you. And Demolition, they're the tag team champions. If you had to guess, just a wild shot at it, why do you think you guys weren't main event?
They wanted to put somebody in main event that could do some wrestling, man.
Oh, okay.
Who was main event?
Well, the Warrior was in there, so he was out. However, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard were both involved in the main event, or it's supposed to be. So it's that might be what's at the core of it.
Yep.
And Andre's there.
They can carry the load.
I know you hate tag team matches, Jake. Did you like Survivor Series concept though? Is that any different for you?
Sucked.
So it's even worse because you've got 8 dudes instead of 2
Yeah.
on each side.
Guys, and only about 3 of them know what they're fucking doing.
All right, we are about done. This will be my last one, and I just have to bring this up because it's kind of controversial. So Tully Blanchard was set to be in the main event, but he's going to fail a drug test on the way to the event, and he's going to go on to say that he failed this drug test 2 weeks prior or so in Philadelphia, but they wanted to beat him up on TV ahead of the Survivor Series and then fuck him on like the pay-per-view payoff as he was on his way out the door. Yes. So that's it. He's done not just in the WWF, Jake, but then Jim Hurd in WCW hears about him failing a drug test, and he had a deal on the table for him and Arn, and he said, Arn, you can still come down. Tully, you're gone. And by the way, Arn, what we told you we were going to pay you, can't pay you that anymore because you lost your tag team partner. So you're going to get half of what we initially offered you.
Wow.
So this whole thing has like huge ripples effects, and Tully Blanchard that's essentially it for his entire career. He can't go work on any of the major stations anymore. He'll pop up in ECW, I think, maybe work some indie dates, but Tully Blanchard on a big stage in professional wrestling, it's done.
Done.
So Jake, does that sound like something that the Vince McMahon might do to somebody?
Absolutely, man.
Why so vindictive just because a dude's about to leave your company?
Huh?
Why do you think he's so like Tully and Arn did it the right way? They gave their 90-day notice. Why do you think Vince was so vindictive?
Because they were leaving. You don't leave him. You don't let that happen.
Unbelievable. I do have to ask. Tully testified on your behalf in court earlier in the same year, 1989. Were the two of you friends, or how much of a loss was Tully? For the business.
Not a whole lot.
No.
No.
Like you guys weren't friends a whole lot, or the business didn't really suffer as a result of him leaving?
We weren't tight.
Okay. Well, interesting. Second generation wrestler, and essentially his career is snuffed out early. It's a shame. I always liked his work, but that's that for him.